Hi there, welcome back to the British Columbia Youth Parliament's series of parliamentary procedure videos. In this video, I will be talking about what a motion is and some common types of motions that you will encounter. They are a big part of how Parliament structures its debates. So what is a motion? During a sitting or a meeting of Parliament, a motion is a proposal that a member makes for Parliament to decide on a certain action. It is how Parliament makes collective decisions. A motion has three basic stages. First, a member formally proposes the motion. This is called moving the motion, and the member who moves the motion is called the mover of the motion. Here, the mover reads out the content of the motion to Parliament, and in almost all cases, they need to have written their motion down on a specific form called a motion paper. Secondly, if the standing orders, which are basically the rules of order for Parliament, allow it, Parliament then debates the motion. And lastly, once debate ends, Parliament votes on the motion. If the vote passes, we say that the motion is carried, and Parliament officially does whatever the motion was proposing. If the vote fails, we say that the motion is defeated, and Parliament does not do what the motion was proposing. Depending on the type of motion, in order for a vote to pass, there needs to be either unanimous support, so all of the votes being in favor of the motion, or simple majority support, so more than half of the votes being in support of the motion. Still confused on what a motion is? Don't worry, here is an analogy that might help. Let's imagine a group of friends. Carmen suddenly gets the idea that they should all go get ice cream.
Would you guys like to go get ice cream with me?
But at first, the group isn't entirely sure.
But I thought we were going to Josanna's place now.
We can go later.
So now the group needs to decide.
So are we gonna get ice cream then?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Okay, let's go.
So here, the person who suggested that the group should go have ice cream is like the member who moves a motion in Parliament. The discussion afterwards is like the debate on the motion brought forth in Parliament, and the group's decision to ultimately go for ice cream is like when Parliament votes on the motion and adopts it when it passes. Okay, so now we've gone over that motions are how Parliament makes its decisions. So what kinds of decisions are there that a motion might propose? Almost all of Parliament's debates are debates on various motions. Here are a few basic examples of the types of motions that might be made in Parliament. Every bill, or proposed law, goes through 3 readings, or 3 stages of Parliament's approval, before it could become law. So, Parliament uses a motion to approve a bill for one reading and move it to the next. When Parliament is debating a bill during second reading, for instance, what is really happening is that Parliament is debating the motion to have the bill receive second reading.
Honourable Speaker on a motion.
Minister of Service on a motion.
I move that Bill Number 2, Parliamentary Activities Act 2021, be read a second time now.
A very important kind of motion is the amendment motion, which can be moved when a bill is in committee stage in order to change the wording of some part of the bill. Committee stage is the stage of parliamentary procedure when a bill is debated line by line, and it is during committee stage when a bill's text might change. Amendment motions can be made by any member of the House, and they are debated before being put to a vote. If an amendment motion passes, the bill is actually changed, as dictated by the motion.
Honourable Chair,
The member for Richmond North Centre, number 1.
I move that Section 1 be amended by striking out "do not."
Amendment motions require some amount of specific wording, so that the wording of the amendment can be absolutely unambiguous. Be sure to check out our video on how to word an amendment motion. Some motions have the purpose of moving Parliament through various proceedings. For example, when the committee stage ends for a certain bill, there is a motion to formally report on the amendments that were made to the bill, if there were any. Or, when Parliament is about to adjourn the current sitting, meaning to end the current meeting, there is a motion to formally dismiss the Speaker from the chair. These are examples of motions that aren't even debated, since there is nothing to debate. These are just procedural motions.
Honorable Speaker,
Member for Stikine.
I move that the Speaker do now leave the chair.
In this video, we talked about how motions are Parliament's way of making decisions. First, a member moves a motion. Next, if it's a debatable motion, Parliament discusses the motion. Finally, Parliament votes on the motion, implementing the motion if it passes. It might sound a bit rigid and complicated, but it's actually very similar to how every other group decision is made in day-to-day life. We then went over a few of the more common examples of motions Parliament might make: readings of bills, amendment motions to change bills, and procedural motions to move Parliament through different proceedings. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.